Lampa, potrzebujemy lampę. Nie mamy jak jej zdobyć. Ten koleś nam nic nie daje. Tutaj jest zrobione. Tutaj mamy beczki i kabel. Przewód elektryczny, do którego nie możemy się dostać. Tutaj był dziadek, nie ma go. Tutaj jest Rose, do której możemy się dostać przez tych zbirów. Generator i ten na wodę. Mamy pokrowiec, którym możemy okryć ten, jak będziemy go wynosić, tylko że musimy ich czymś zająć. Motor. Co z motorem można będzie później zrobić, bo do centrum można wjechać na motorze. Okno.
A dirty window at ground level for ventilation. It's the only opening this building's basement has to the outside.
Okno. Możemy okno wybić. A jak wybijemy okno? Nie wiem, pewnie łomem.
That would be one way of getting into the house. But the noise of breaking glass would alert the soldiers posted nearby. I'd rather not think about what those savages would do to this old man.
Pokrowca, żeby wytłumić?
This quilted fabric.
No kurde, ja pierdykam, przechodziłem koło tego 15 000 razy.
Okay, let's try this. And let's cross our fingers that the seat cover absorbs the noise of the breaking glass. If the soldiers next door find me, they'll blow my head off without bothering to ask questions.
You've done it. Thank you. Thank you. I'm safe now.
Dobra, dawaj nożyce.
God bless you, stranger. You saved my life.
Take care of yourself, old man. And I don't have to tell you, don't open the door to strangers.
No.
This home already has an owner.
Teraz mogę przeciąć te raty, ja pierdykam.
The bolt cutters are impossible. If these bolt cutters didn't have any effect, I doubt they're going to get anywhere with these bars. I'm afraid I can't do. A few yards away, that accumulated in there, and they.
No zajebiście. Miałem tylko to po to, żeby...
This cable is too high. I'm not going to be able to cut it from here. Why would I want to do something? The subway sign is already broken in two. It could be the perfect projector. I don't see any need.
Dobra, no jeszcze mogę nożycami tylko przeciąć ten. Nożycami możemy przeciąć. Próbować przeciąć. Tak!
Let's see what's on the other side of this hedge.
O to
No, please, these visions.
się pojawiło, a nie.
You won't get any of his things. I won't allow it. Do you hear me?
O, ja pierdykam.
Michael, is that you? Thank God we found you. It's me, Chris. Don't you recognize me? But there is a solution, Michael. All is not lost. There is still a possibility of salvation for us. For each and every one of us.
You have to stop this, Michael. You have to quit.
I can't do it.
It's destroying us, don't you see? It's killing us.
It's that demon inside me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Blake mówił tak jak ten głos.
The pain is unbearable. Who's Chris? Salvation is still possible, he said. Could that be true? And once again, that female voice has been haunting me since I woke up. Who is she? Why was she so distressed? What the hell happened to us? Or is going to happen to us?
Chris mówił tak samo jak ten. Jak Blake. Tu są kanały.
Okay, I'll wear the gloves to cut the electrified wire. Perfect.
No nie. A,
Let's see what's down here.
coś białego jest na ziemi.
It's a trapdoor, and it looks like it hasn't been used in a long, long time.
O, w dupę.
What is this place? Where the devil am I? It seems like the small building at the ground level is just camouflage. The most important part is here underground. Are all of them dissolved? How many patients can there be packed in here? Dozens? Hundreds? This is horrible.
To co robi wojsko. Co to jest? Tylko
Hydrofluoric
kwasu.
acid. What's a chemical like this? The smell alone is giving me a headache. With the acid, I'd only end up ruining the piece. I can't look directly into them. These lights are so bright that it seems like day in here. It must take an enormous amount of electricity to maintain this building. That explains the number of barrels out there. That's where the fuel is stored, that they need to run all the compound's generators.
Jak to bym spróbował strącić? Wiem, że nie jestem snajperem.
Even if Let's see if this grate can be removed.
Mam coś. O,
Perfect. It looks like this hole leads to a passageway on the other side. A tiny lock is preventing me from opening the door, and despite its size, it seems to be very strong.
jakbym zalał go kwasem.
It won't open that way.
Zawsze mam łom.
I'm not gonna open. I don't see any cracks.
Spójrzcie.
Maybe a professional burglar could do it, but I can never pick this lock with just. It's sagging from the weight and so dilapidated that I doubt this janitor's card is. It doesn't look like it's happy.
Czarny worek.
It has a side zipper that's open. The lining of the bag is damp and sticky. What the hell could they have been keeping inside it? I'd rather not do that. It's sagging from the.
Coś miałem z tym zrobić.
I doubt I'd accomplish. Locked, of course. I'm starting to get annoyed with this sense of ownership I see in all the people with closets, lockers, and other storage furniture in this city. The future is in our hands. From the text, I say this poster. Unlike his neighbors, all I see inside are remnants of stickers and torn. It looks like someone left in a hurry, without even saying.
Spróbujmy to.
I'd rather use a key to open this case.
Who is it?
Ja pierdykam.
There.
Oh, excuse me,
What are you doing here? Have you come to steal something? Take one more step and I'll call the soldiers.
No, wait, please, don't
Dawno
do
z
that.
nikim nie rozmawialiśmy.
Security, this is Nurse Uma Grundy. I need you to come right away.
Szajse wideo.
No, wait!
Uma!
Wait a minute. Did you say Uma? Nurse Uma?
Yes, that's my name.
Wait, please don't turn me in. I know your father. I saved his life just a few hours ago. They were going to deport him to the refugee camp, but I was able to stop it.
My God, did you say my father? Tell me.
Ubrani
how is he?
identycznie.
Has anything happened to him?
Don't worry, Uma. He's safe. He told me about you and your work in this place. He was worried. He'll want to know that you're all right. Wait, please don't turn me in.
This is Nurse Uma Grundy. It turned out to be a false alarm. You don't have to come, thank you.
Thank you, Uma. You did the right thing. My name is Michael.
But now you should explain why you burst in here like that. What are you looking for, Michael?
I came to get medicine. I need a cure for the dissolved.
Cure? There's no such thing. You won't find it here or anywhere else. The authorities distributed a memo among the medical staff months ago. I'm sure you can still find a copy of it around here somewhere. It told us that they've definitely abandoned the search for a medicine. You made a mistake risking your life to get in here. The only thing we store here is pain. This place is a tomb for those poor infected devils, but also for the people who work here. I'm sorry, Michael. The dissolved are condemned to death.
No, that can't be. There has to be a solution. A cure. Oh, man. Poor Rod. Poor Colin. But I heard in the refugee camp, they said a cure is being produced and stored here. Well, if that's not the case, what's the purpose of a building like this?
The Army deliberately keeps that rumor about a possible cure alive. You see, as long as people still have some hope left, it is much easier to control the city more
No to ma
effectively.
sens.
But it's a lie.
I understand.
This medical center was built just after the
To ma bardzo duży sens.
Great Wave. That was when the authorities were beginning to work on their project to rebuild the city. They told us the building was going to be used to take in the first patients. Of course, we had no idea the disease would become so widespread. I left my job in a clinic downtown to come here. I wanted to lend a hand. They demanded total confidentiality about our work to avoid causing panic in the population. Not even my father knew what we were really doing in here.
Yes. He told me that when I asked him about this place.
At first, we treated the patients with great care. There was medicine to ease their suffering and even research into a possible cure. Everything was going smoothly.
And then what happened?
Things started to go wrong. When the number of patients multiplied, we couldn't keep up. And then we began to run out of even the most basic supplies. And that was when the Army took over complete control of the center.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Then they sealed off the building. No one was allowed to leave. Not even us. We doctors and nurses have been shut in here for months, isolated without even a glimpse of daylight. They say it's for security reasons. It's for
Na
our
pewno.
own safety. Oh yeah. Now our medical care is limited to wrapping up the patients in plastic bags, like the ones they use to transport cadavers, and then simply waiting for them to die, doing what little we can do to ease their suffering. Then we dispose of their remains, dissolving the black bags in acid for decontamination. And that's about it. That's all we can do with the resources we have, and sometimes it's just too much to bear.
Condemned to die. I heard their cries of pain out there. What really happens to the dissolved?
These people suffer the most excruciating pain and die in the most horrible way I've ever seen. The first symptoms are bouts of nausea and fainting, which become more frequent and prolonged as the disease progresses, until in the end their entire metabolism enters a state of shock. Then their entire cell structure dissolves. It simply disintegrates. There's no medical explanation. It just happens. But there's something even stranger about the disease.
Co?
Could be stranger than what you just told me.
The dissolved become erratic, unpredictable. eccentric. They're uncontrollable.
Więcej
That's
z
why the
worku.
army fears them. They're afraid of their unpredictable behavior, but also of their strange messages. So the sole function of this place is to keep them locked away, hidden, and under the army's control, until death takes them off their hands, one by one. It's also why people who harbor the dissolved are punished, and it's also the reason for the existence of the cleanup brigades.
And what is it that makes the dissolve so unpredictable and dangerous?
They know, Michael. You probably think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, they know. They talk about events no one else knows about. They sense things. They bring back information from the places they go. And they talk to the dead there, Michael. They communicate with the dead. They know, Michael. That's all.
They're just sick people, Uma.
No! They're more than just ordinary sick people. You wouldn't talk like that if you had been living with them, and their messages and their prophecies all these months.
Wait a minute. Did you just say the dissolved make prophecies?
Let me tell you a story. When I first came to the center, I became friendly with a patient, a 13-year-old girl. All the time I was taking care of her, she never stopped chatting. She told me all about the underground highways. She said she went there every day.
Underground highways?
She said they all went there when they lost consciousness. Obviously, I felt great pity for the girl, but in time I also came to feel tremendous fear. I was afraid of that poor, hopeless child. Her visions, her dreams, her messages terrified me. And then one night she sat down next to another patient, an older woman who looked surprisingly healthy. According to our calculations, this woman still had a few months to live. The woman had just lost consciousness. "Leave me alone with her," the girl said to me. "It won't be long now." And she took the woman's hand. And just seconds later, the woman started to dissolve, shrieking and writhing in pain,
O, w dupę.
until there was nothing left of her but a puddle of brown,
Już
viscous
wiem, co jest w
liquid.
worku, kurde,
The girl
ciało.
turned to me and said, "I knew she was leaving us, and I didn't want her to go alone. That would have been very sad, wouldn't it, Uma?" The girl's face was still dripping with the remains of the patient.
Ja
She
pierdolę.
knew what was going to happen, Michael. She saw it. From then on, my fear became uncontrollable. I felt defenseless next to her.
I understand.
Finally, my panic was so great that I refused to go anywhere near her. And I even, God forgive me, I felt secretly relieved when she herself finally dissolved. They know, Michael. And that's why they're so dangerous to the people in power now.
But I thought they were just controlling the patients to keep the disease from spreading.
But that's a lie, a blatant lie. The spread of the disease is accelerating. The number of cases is multiplying every day. But it's not contagious. We doctors and nurses have been treating the sick for months, in direct contact with them and their remains. And the rate of contagion among us is no higher than out there. The army is lying.
But then, how is the disease spread?
We don't know, Michael. No one knows. What we do know is that it's not caused by direct contact with the victims. There's another reason for the Army's secrecy about the dissolved. Fear. It's human nature to fear the unknown. We tend to panic when faced with something we don't understand. And this damn disease is more than any of us can handle.
The cleanup brigades. I've seen how they behave.
They're savages. I despise them. They're like predatory animals, heartless and unscrupulous. The rest of the staff refuses to share the facilities with them, so their lockers are out in the hallway. That's where they keep everything they need for their hunting expeditions. The GPSs, the disease detection tests, their ID badges. Each unit is made up of 2 soldiers, 1 doctor and 1 nurse. I mean, doctors and nurses collaborating with those bloodthirsty animals. But then they say, "What do you want? It's our job, and somebody's got to do it."
Yes. That phrase sounds familiar.
Dokładnie.
Bone chilling. Police and criminals using exactly the same words to justify you gotta do what you... That seems to
Nie
be
robisz
the
to, co
slogan
musisz.
of the executioners of this new world.
Talk to my father, Michael. Tell him that I'm all right, that he shouldn't worry, that we'll be seeing each other soon. Very soon.
The nurse's silhouette seems to fade in the light of this. I'm afraid that after so many months cooped up in here, Uma is not. Let's see. Inside, I only see dust and old papers and a tiny key.
Tiny key.
Let's see.
Morfina.
Hello, Uma. Tell me everything.
These people suffer the most sick. The first symptoms are bowel.
Dobra.
But that's it's and it,
Uma.
talk to my. That will be very.
Tiny key. A czy ja mam coś, co mogłoby ją pocieszyć? Plakat.
I'm not gonna give it to anyone, although
Może dam jej gwoździe.
it's one of those plastic bags. The damn sticky texture alone sends shivers down my spine.
Jest wilgotny i lepki.
Used.
Aha.
It doesn't seem like a tiny lock. Let's see if it's the key to this closet. Bingo!
Dobra, co my tutaj mamy?
I'm not going to take any. A small red LED is blinking on all of them, an unmistakable sign that they've been used. I'm not going to take any. A small red LED is blinking on all of them, an unmistakable. I don't quite see how I could use this here. Use this here?
Co my tu mamy? Przepustka.
Authorized Vehicle Pass. It's the ID that allows the cleanup brigades to get in and out of the hospital compound, and from what I can tell, the Army can pump you full of lead if you try to come through the gate without one of these. It's an internal Army memo for the hospital's medical staff. The report talks about the failure to develop a cure for the dissolved, and what's even worse, the decision to finally abandon the search for one. A rather large plywood crate. It used to hold some of the cleanup brigade's work tools. According to one of the cleanup brigade's forums, this is the device they use to navigate during their raids. Sort of like an electronic map. It looks like some satellites are actually still working after the Great Wave. Something I could easily confirm if this contraption had batteries in it. That wouldn't serve any purpose. Even if I could, I wouldn't cut this object. I can't use these two objects together. I'm curious as where would I be able to, or who? According to one of the cleanup brigade's forums, it looks like some satellites are actually something I could easily confirm if this contraption had batteries in it. I'd rather not do.
Dobra, mamy trochę rzeczy.
This confirms what Nurse Uma. This document.
Wychodząc możemy wziąć ryby.
From here, I'll have a magnificent. In truth, the vegetation conceals a much larger.
Pod z
After
beczkami.
visiting the subterranean hospital, I'd say that's the depot where the fuel is stored for powering the enormous generators that light the compound. It's impressive. There must be hundreds of barrels stored down there.
Widok na szpital. Kiedyś wystraszyłem tego kolesia. Worek.
It's too big for carrying them. The fish would just disintegrate and disappear in the folds of the bag.
To na cholerę mi to. O!
The street is even more desolate and silent than it was before. I guess while I was in the subterranean hospital for the dissolved, the soldiers called the curfew.
Wiecie co? Ja sobie zrobię zapis. Wszelki wypadek.
What are you doing out here, ma'am? What's the matter?
It's my brother. He's disappeared. We don't know where he
Ale ja
is.
wiem, gdzie jest.
What do you mean he's disappeared?
Well, we haven't seen him since he spoke to you, since he ran out of the church. We've been searching for him for hours and can't find him anywhere.
And you don't have any idea where he might have gone?
No, he simply ran out of the door, completely out of control. I've never seen him so upset, and we haven't heard anything from him since. I just know that something terrible has happened to him. My brother is very sick and he shouldn't be out there alone and unprotected. I fear the worst.
Calm down. There's no reason to think that anything has happened to him.
I have a feeling that something awful has happened. I'm sure of it. Besides, the soldiers have already called the curfew. If they find him on the street alone and lost, in his condition, my brother is a very beloved and respected person. But those beasts don't care who he is.
I understand.
We have to get off the street. Please, if you see my brother, tell him to come home.
Dobrze.
Tell him we're waiting for him.
Of course. I'll do that.
Da się do kościołka wejść. Jest jakaś zmiana. Założymy worek na
I don't
krzyż.
see where I could put this in.
Oblejemy go kwasem. Nie. Kwas jest potrzebny do tworzenia. Szuflada.
I won't be able to use this wooden crate. Since it's made of wood, I can use the nails to attach something to it. But what? I don't think doing this. I don't see any need to nail. Better not. I don't see any need. Why would I want to do?
Dobra, mamy do zrobienia 3 rzeczy. Jakbym
What for? Too many.
Na cholerę mi... Na tej... Na tym można stanąć.
The camp is closed, Rat. Get away from the gate.
But I have to come in. It's urgent. What happened?
There's no understanding you worms. Always wanting to get out of here. Once you're outside, you're dying to get back in. One of our soldiers was killed, and the camp will remain closed until the matter is cleared up. So take a hike.
There was an attack?
Yes. Someone hit one of the sentries in the watchtowers with a rock and made him fall out. He was killed instantly. Luckily, it seems there was a witness who saw the perpetrators launch the projectile, and they
Oh,
detained.
dupe.
But we never trust the testimony of a rat, so we're waiting for the criminals to confess, or for the murder weapon to turn up.
I don't think it's gonna take very long to get the truth out of these kids. Or to find the weapon they used to commit the crime.
Good God. What have I done? I knew I shouldn't have gotten them mixed up in this. But they're just a couple of scared kids. Don't you see that? What are you planning on doing with them?
Killing an official is punishable by death, and martial law is quite clear in this respect. They acted as adults, and they will pay for their actions as adults. As soon as they confess, or we find the weapon they used to commit the crime, we'll take care of matters. Do you have a problem with the law being enforced?
You're nothing but a gang of warped psychopathic pigs.
One more word and I'll blow your head off right now, bastard. I couldn't care less what privileges that bracelet might give you. Get out of my sight.
Those pigs are gonna kill the boys, and it'll be my fault. I'll be responsible for their deaths. I can't let that happen. I have to do something, and fast. But what?
I tym oto optymistycznym akcentem zrobimy save'a i zakończymy na dzisiaj. Do